So how's everyone feeling? True North strong and fiercalicious? Hi ugly. It's me, Bussy, and welcome back to Hot or Rat. And today we're here to mourn the loss of my mustache, or celebrate if you hated it. And also review the finale of Canada's Drag Race Season 3, I suppose. Which, as my sources are telling me, may be a spoiler for those of you across the pond where it has not aired yet. So, sorry. Today our Final Four were challenged to lay down a track on True North Strong and Fierce. Plus learn some choreo, do a high tea photo shoot with Isis Couture, and serve a Coronation Eleganza runway. And all of our eliminated queens walked the runway one last time. So we'll be breaking all of that down, plus doing a little critical analysis on the season as a whole at the end of today's video. What went wrong, right, and left. But first, whoa! I just fell into fresh ball fall, and I'm celebrating with Manscaped's Performance Package 4.0. Inside, we've got my favorite grooming product of all time, the VENMO 4.0. It's electric, waterproof, cordless, and features advanced skin-safe technology, which means you can trim without fear of harming those special goods. Plus, you'll always be able to see which crack and crevice you're navigating because it has a built-in LED light. Little trim here, little trim there, and then once those summer hedges are pruned back, I apply a little crop preserver ball deodorant. Its special aloe vera formulation soothes and calms my skin, and it keeps my fall pumpkin smelling fresh all day long. Oh, and pro tip, the Crop Reviver Ball Toner Spray travels great in a gym bag. Perfect for a touch-up. And also, inside of the Performance Package 4.0, Manscaped sent 2 free gifts. Manscaped's Boxers and the Shed Travel Bag. Join me and 6 million others worldwide who trust Manscaped by visiting manscaped.com/Bussy. You'll get 20% off plus free international shipping when you use promo code Bussy at checkout. That's 20% off plus free shipping with promo code Bussy at manscaped.com. Thanks Manscaped for keeping me fresh this fall and sponsoring today's video. And we'll start with a speed round of how to rot through our eliminated queens runways. First up, Halal. And the first thing you'll notice about the dress she's wearing is it says "Stop displacing us" across the front. On Instagram, she wrote about this look. Fun fact, I wanted to wear this look on episode 2 for the awards show to make a political statement like most out-of-touch celebs do at shows. Canadian media, from news to TV, heavily monitors, edits, and censors Palestinian voices, especially in relation to Israeli actions. I had a completely different finale look prepared, but decided to take only this look to the reunion. I made it a point that it needed to be seen and that I won't take any other garment with me to the finale. And on another post of this look, she wrote, "My face is tattooed with markings worn by Bedouin women in Gaza." And so, out of respect, I'm not going to hot or rot this look and instead just let it speak for itself. But I will say, I absolutely admire her dedication to getting her voice heard and wearing something on an international platform that transcends drag and fashion. Next up, Miss Moço, whose name I finally learned how to say correctly. And the look that she's wearing tonight is not my favorite. I'm really happy that she looks happy in this outfit though. I think she's feeling her oats, and that is what is truly important. And technically speaking, I think the dress fits well. The train on it is great. It's just that I personally don't vibe with the Sweet 16, almost prom dress mixed with Mother of the Bride from the 80s vibe that I'm getting from this look. And I really don't understand where or why or how the yellow ombre hair comes into play for this look. I'm gonna give this look a hot. Next up, Chelazon Laroux. And she's giving us a cute little beige latex retro number. It's very interesting. Judy Jetson Hooker styling strikes again. And while this look is not as extravagant as some of the other Coronation Eleganza gowns, I think the fascinator she's wearing is whimsical. Overall, what she's doing feels fresh, and I really enjoy the little trip to Monochromatica that she's taken us on. This chic look is hot. And next up, girl, now we're talking. Miss Kaos came out on the runway giving us a full show. When I think Coronation Eleganza, this is where my brain goes. I mean, girl, she's already got the crown on. And we didn't get to learn a lot, really, about who Kaos is or what she can truly do with her drag, but this is absolutely phenomenal. I love how she played with gender, too. And in such an unexpected way. She's got these armor pieces that feel masculine, but cutouts that feel svelte and feminine. And I love everything about it. This look is hot. Next up, Lady Boom Boom. And this is an interesting look. It's like a retro golden ethereal Grecian goddess. But if she were also the Bride of Frankenstein? And with all the drapery happening on this look, it didn't surprise me to find out it was actually made by Suki Doll. Overall, I'd say I'm very interested in what's going on here, and I think that's a good thing. And I would have enjoyed a little more cohesion between the two disparate elements I think that she's got going on here. But you can't say she does not look damn good, so I'm gonna give this look a hot. And next up, the crown jewel of the runway tonight, Bombae. Literally. Firstly, I just have to remind y'all the absolute serves that Bombae gave on the runway. Every single time she hit the stage, she was doing something forward-thinking, unique, different, and it was stuff we've never seen on the Drag Race runway before. She continues that here. About this look on Instagram, she wrote, "The absolute irony that this episode aired the day the queen died. My finale look was inspired by the Koh-i-Noor diamond that was stolen from India and now sits in the crown of the queen mother. I wanted to reclaim that legacy and reclaim that crown. So she is the crown, and then the crown reveals to her, and she is that jewel. This look is larger than life. It's a political statement. It's important to her and who she is as a person, and is 100% drag. VVS is the only kind of vice I want. This look is hot." Next up, take me to the moon! All aboard the snot rocket, it's Irma Gerd. And wow, did I miss this queen. On Instagram, she wrote about her finale look, "One thing I was dealing with during filming was the fact that half of my finale gown was lost in the mail. It was supposed to arrive with time for me to pack it, but it never showed up at all. I was using every bit of free time I had to try and whip something together. A spare 10 minutes in the workroom, tireless nights in the hotel room without a sewing machine, but it wasn't coming together fast enough. It was a bit of a relief when I was eliminated because I could just wear this gorgeous dress that was made for the high tea photo shoot, but worked so well for the finale runway." So there you have it, the true reason Irma Gerd was eliminated. She didn't have a finale look. And I'll say, in the context of knowing this dress was originally intended for that high tea photo shoot, I can appreciate it a lot more because she looks beautiful here, absolutely stunning, possibly the most elegant she has ever looked on the Drag Race runway. But yes, I was looking for that look that defined Miss Irma Gerd, something campy, silly with a crazy reference, and maybe even, I suppose, a little snot. But this look is still without a doubt hot. And next up, meow! It's Vivian Vanderpuss, who I must say is looking very elegant here. Plus, I want to commend her on that gown's fabric choice. I'm not sure if she made it, but whoever did, I want to give a round of applause because the technical proficiency required to make a fabric like this so structured, next level. The style of the gown, though, for the coronation category, I was maybe a little surprised to see. It feels very 80s, and that wasn't necessarily how, in my brain, I categorized Vivian Vanderpuss, but then again, she kind of was the doll of every decade. Plus, I think last having seen her in that mask with real teeth in it, I was subconsciously searching for something a little weird here. But pretty and safe is appropriate for the category, so I will give this look a hot. Now on to our final four. And first up, we've got Miss Fierce, who in this episode reflects on her time throughout the season, saying that she's learned to be more cautious of what she says and how she comes across. It's no secret she drove the storyline of pretty much every single episode. This was not just Canada's Drag Race, it was Canada's Drag Race, the Miss Fiercalicious show. And in the challenge, I was laughing because the girls are talking about the lyrics they're writing. They're like, "Oh, I'm writing about perseverance, staying strong, my family," and Miss Fierce is like, "I'm writing about being fierce," which of course was both appropriate for her because of the name of the song, True North, Strong and Fierce, and also her name, Miss Fiercalicious. And concerning those fierce lyrics, I think her opener was a little uninspired. Edges laid, bills paid, self-made, bitches slayed. Pretty run-of-the-mill for a track like this, but I think when she started to have more fun with it in the middle, with lines like, "Serving looks so icy, icy, personality spicy, spicy, rags to riches, I'm slaying bitches, true north strong and fiercalicious," she was at her best. And in her second verse, she had a couplet that was really fun, a little bit bratty, a little bit catty, "Forget your man, I'm leaving with your daddy." And the thing is, it would have been very easy for someone like Fierce to only lean into the "I'm the baddest bitch in the room" character, but because she was real and allowed for a little self-reflection in the lyrics, I had a great time with her here. However, the obvious critique here is that her dancing was not the best. She was both struggling to learn the choreo and actually perform it when it came down to the wire. So a little bit hot, a little bit raw for me tonight. But on the runway, I thought she looked crystallized for the gods, absolutely elegantly beautiful. I feel like this was a very youthful take on a classy silhouette. And I enjoyed, for example, the detail of her leg slit. And Fierce is somebody who, throughout the competition, has displayed a wide array of fashion on the runway. Her art and dystopian ones stick out in my brain specifically, and this was a great opportunity that she capitalized on to just feel those glamorous oats. And I enjoyed this hot look. Next up, Kimmy Couture, who says that she learned throughout this season to push the boundaries of her comfort zone. And she's a queen who, with all of her openness and honesty about her life and traumas and dramas, was very easy to love and want success for. And in the challenge today, you probably already know what I'm going to say. Firstly, her choreo and dancing skills, unmatched. She's proven time and time again throughout this season that she's the best dancer of the cast. Her lyrics, though, were not quite as strong, but had some fun moments. I really liked, for example, House of Couture, The Next Generation. I'll axe helped these bitches with no hesitation. But she would pair fun lines like that with more basic ones like bra and panties. Yeah, that's right, this body is serving real tight. So both aspects of what she did tonight combined, a very safe hot. And on the runway, I was super excited to see her elevating beyond that standard bra and panties she acknowledged in her lyrics to something that was truly worthy of Coronation Eleganza. The monochromatic seafoam green color that she has going on here, really, really pretty. And I think the face jewelry and feathers were opulent. I do, though, want to call out, I think she should have swapped her high tea and finale looks, because this Coronation runway is, I think, a little dancier than that tea look, which felt extremely regal and worthy of putting a crown on. This was probably a very conscious choice on her part, though, because she was anticipating having to lip sync for the finale. Still a hot look, though. Next up, it's Jada Shada Hudson, who, if you don't know what that was about, struggled to say purr in the rehearsals. And she, in this finale challenge, better than anyone else, proved why she is truly the charisma of the season. When she's on stage, you're having a good time. Every time, point blank period. Jada Hudson, Toronto's queen. Playing the game, I'm causing a scene. Serving body and black girl tea, forget the haters, be who you want to be. There, and in the next part of her lyrics, I think she did a really good job of reminding us who she is, why she's there, and what she's doing. Island girl, Barbados to the city, Canadian queen, immigrated. But she did get a little jumbled in parts where it was hard for me to understand what she was saying. I think in one part she said, I'm a winner, no time for safe, time to turn up this place. But then at the end she ends very memorably when she belts out, you can't F with me. So I'd say her delivery matching the tone of the song, very strong. And the actual choreo dancing part of this performance, she was, I'd say, in the middle of Gisele and Fierce. I don't think she nailed the choreo as well as Kimmy, but also looked way more into it and excited to be there, which allowed me to have a good time, than Fierce. So I'll give her a hot here. And on the runway, this dress is a very similar style to Miss Moço's, although I'll say Jada paired this with a much better hair, which overall gives a better effect to this type of look. I think the color palette she used overall is very pretty. Her silhouette is great. The body is snatched, and it's very hitting the red carpet to go accept my Oscar vibes. So while I think it could have had a little more personality to match her huge personality, I still enjoyed it, and I think this is a very hot look. Now let's bring it home for the new Queen of the North, Gisele Lullaby. Jumping right into her lyrics, we have looking where to put the crown, and then in French, I believe she said, Bonjour, c'est moi, Gisele Lullaby. She then throws a little shade at her sisters, mixed with some effortless confidence. Funny, kind, proud of who I am. I helped these bitches. They're all my fans. Shouldn't say I'm perfect. And then she breaks into French rapping that sounded so smooth, sexy, and powerful, and then ends very strongly. From Montreal to On the Throne, this francophone will bring it home. Plus, she nailed every bit of that choreo. The level of professionalism Gisele delivered both in the lyrics and on the stage dancing, she was absolutely the best in both of those categories, hands down. So yeah, a double hot here from me. And on the runway, there's just something about Gisele, isn't there? And yes, that was yet another Something About Mary reference. The look that she hit the runway with tonight absolutely gagged me. I enjoyed that she did go for glamorous, pretty, and simple, but also elevated it to the next level. This hair is very drag. It's like, what the hell's going on? She's giving me futuristic Cindy Lou Who at her inaugural presidential address to the alien citizens of Mars. I love everything about this look, and I think she should be so proud of everything she did on the finale tonight, because it was so winner of her. This look is hot. And now we get into the more controversial part of the episode, the lip sync. And I did react to this lip sync and challenge over on my Patreon. That's my members only website where my patron family gets exclusive member benefits like early access to my YouTube videos, access to exclusive reaction videos, and access to the Bussy Queen Discord server, and you can join by clicking the link in the description of my video. My critical thoughts are this. I did not enjoy how Kimmy and Fierce were unceremoniously dismissed from the final four. Brooke simply tells them to leave, and we have then Gisele and Jada lip syncing for the crown. And while I do agree, yes, these two overall have the best performance in this challenge, I would have preferred something maybe a little more exciting, like a lip sync between Kimmy and Fierce to really decide between those two, and then I would have been fine with all three lip syncing for the crown. And that is because maybe selfishly, I went into this episode rooting for Miss Fierce, and I still thought there's a chance that she can win. Because she and Gisele, I thought, had the best track records overall, and we're also getting the best fan reception online, and typically it's a combination of track record record and who the fans want to win, who ultimately do win. Which is to say, there was no climax when Gisele was ultimately crowned. I knew as soon as they dismissed Kimmy and Fierce, she was going to take it. However, I will say, in that lip sync, Jada Shada Hudson won. She brought the old school drag to a slow song that, oh my god, she absolutely killed. And that's not to say Gisele did not also do phenomenally, but I think it is just a reminder that the finale lip syncs are really just a formality in the crowning, and the judges know exactly who they're giving that crown to before they even open their eyes that morning. So Gisele wins, and we now officially have 2 French winners of Drag Race franchises this year. Paloma of Drag Race France, and now Gisele Lullaby. Oui, oui. How do you say congratulations? And now with all that out of the way, some critical reflection on this season. It's an open secret, this season was not really a fan favorite. Its average episodic IMDb rating, for example, is currently 7.17 stars, which is actually the lowest rated of the 3 Canada seasons. And notably, IMDb users did not rate a single episode over 8 stars. The design challenge, which received a IMDb rating of 7.8, was the highest rated of this season. By comparison though, season 2 had 2 episodes rated over 9 stars, and season 1 at least had Snatch Game, which was rated at 8.7 stars. But let's talk about why that may be. I think the season was very strong and even in the level of talent among the cast members. But I think that strength in evenness of talent was also a little bit of a flaw in the season's casting. It felt difficult to identify frontrunners in the competition. With wins distributed so evenly throughout the competition, each character does in different ways start to begin to feel like an underdog. And by the time the fan base would start to fall in love with one of our underdogs, they would get eliminated. Plus, the season overall felt very much like a storytelling of Miss Fiercalicious, which was fun, but ultimately not rewarding when she didn't win or even make it to the final lip sync. Watching her on my TV felt like I was back in that golden era, I think, of Drag Race in seasons 4, 5, and 6, where the queens were more real, or at least fake on purpose. And this constant redirect of focus back to Fierce was good if you were a fan of who she was, but bad if you didn't like her. But let's contrast her character with Gisele's, who ended up taking the crown. She had no major drama, was barely involved in any of the storyline points, and no fault of her own, had almost no internal conflict. She was just funny, great at drag, served good looks, and had a beautiful yet unrelatable story of accepting parents and a loving partner waiting for her back home. I think her single biggest struggle on this season was running out of time to make her masquerade ball dress because she was helping all the other contestants. I also think the Canada franchise has struggled to find its footing in places like the judging panel. For example, Brooke has been our constant throughout these 3 seasons, and she's gotten better every single year at what she does. But with her co-judges, we never know who or what to expect. We have fallen in love with judges like Stacey McKenzie and Amanda Brugel, only to never see them again. And those 2 judges, I might add, were great foils, and I say this with love, to Brooke's bitchiness. And the last issue this season struggled with, I think, is really just being a product of the World of Wonder franchise pumping out as many seasons as possible. We finished season 2 like 7 months ago. There's hardly any time to celebrate Isis Couture's reign. Plus, Canada's Drag Race vs. the World is right around the corner. Each episode and each character on our screens is going to feel less exciting to watch when there are literally 100 other characters that the diehard fans like myself are watching and falling in love with. So while I would definitely say we're seeing the full effect of the oversaturation of Drag Race have its effect, it is still nonetheless exciting that we have this type of queer and diverse representation on our TV screens available in almost every country around the world. And I know there will come a time when we don't have that and we'll miss it. So let's be happy, I suppose, with what we have and hope for the best for not only our queens, but the franchise as a whole. And quickly for hottest hots this episode, in the challenge, I'm gonna give it to Gisele Lullaby. In the runway, Gisele Lullaby. I also asked my patrons to vote on their hottest hots, and in the challenge, they gave it to Kimmy Couture, the runway, Gisele Lullaby. Don't forget, you can use code Bussy at manscaped.com to save 20% and get free international shipping when you dive into fresh ball fall with me. I also want to remind you, I've just activated channel memberships. When you click join, the button right next to subscribe, you can get loyalty badges next to your name in the comments of my videos. Look how cute those little flames are. And the bus driver tier, see your name in the description of my video. I also want to give a special shout out to Stephen Michael and Adore the Kid, who've just joined my Patreon at the hot tier. And 8 in the individual. Alicia, Cyrus, Tiki, Felicia, Frankie, Hector Simancas, Jeffrey Joseph, Kyle Hermes, Laura, Assad, Louis Labrador, Ruff, Luke Peterson, Mark James, Matthew Burns, Matto, Michelle, Your Bell, Miss F, Neely, Sailor, Stephen Topher, Travis Lundy, Willie, and Will and Tana, who are all supporting me at my Bussy Queen Collector tier. See y'all later. Love ya. Bye.